Hello, once again, Wall here. Today we're back with another stream. I wish I wish I was streaming like literally like 10 seconds before because I just broke the fucking plastic lawn chair that I'm sitting in, which iconic. So yeah, no, it's definitely I've been talking about getting a new chair for a while, so I think it's about time. Let me pull this up. So yeah, so today we're just gonna be doing some. Oh my god, no back support. Every time I like lean back in this chair now, I can just feel the big ass. I can still kind of lean in it, but it's like there's just a huge fucking crack down the middle now. But that's what for sitting in a lawn chair. No, it's too far down. Ugh. We'll see. Maybe I'll just grab. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a chair back there. I've been thinking about just grabbing that and using that because this ain't it. Especially now. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go replace it with one of the other 3 white lawn chairs that are outside. Oh fuck. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some character design today. There's one character in specific that I haven't even like really put much thought. Well, kind of, I don't know, because I was thinking about this character and I wasn't really sure what kind of animal they would be until I eventually settled on snake. And here I'll open. Pardon me. And I don't even have a name for this character yet. So, but she is basically the like unofficial third main character, I guess. You could kind of say like if like Blueberry and Teacup were like the main characters because obviously like title characters. Um the snake would be like a secondary main character. And I guess that's basically where I'll start. So I was thinking that like a snake works best for this one, which I don't really know why, but it just like it felt correct. But basically, in the show, throughout basically just random points in time, there are the star pieces that fall down like onto the earth, and usually just fuck up a lot of shit when it happens. And basically, when the little snake character that's going to be kind of like part of the main trio is going to be always bumming around Teacup and Blueberry. I need to think of a name for her because I can't keep saying snake. I guess that works though. What was I saying? Oh, basically, when they were younger, it was mostly just kind of them and their like brother. Like basically, when they like kind of came out of the little eggshells, like all the other eggs were cracked. No parents, no other siblings, no nothing, just them two, just there. And they've always been like tight together, and they always kept an eye on each other. And our snake was always like kind of like a more like academic, like love to do research kind of shit. Whereas like Brother Snake was a little more just kind of like go with the flow, like just going through life, doing whatever kind of vibe. And basically, the star piece that they come across way before we ever meet this character in the show is a knowledge star piece, which essentially gives both of them like all known knowledge of the universe. Like, so not all knowledge of the universe, but anything that anyone might know, they would know as well. And unfortunately, the Brother Snake is not able to handle the information, and unfortunately ends up committing unalive, as I have to say, because of the fucking stupid ass YouTube shit. But yeah, basically, it's very unfortunate. Our snake still kind of does whatever, and eventually meets Blueberry and Teacup and ends up kind of getting a pretty good friendship with them, and kind of just kind of exists. Still, does shit, does like research and stuff, but like into like stuff that isn't known. But there's just like almost no point. And essentially, the main thing that this character will be doing throughout the show is essentially, now stick with me with the logic here. You have all known information, right? You can basically do anything. Like anything that you would need knowledge for, you have the knowledge of. You know how to do everything. what do you do at that point? Like, if you're super bored and, like, it feels like nothing is a challenge and there's no point? Well, Snake's basically objective is to find and kill God, or at least prove the existence of and kill God. Um, and that's basically Snake's whole kind of arc throughout the story, and that shit ends up going really insane by the end. But I won't really get too much into that because I don't want to spoil that. But so we basically, I mean, I'm thinking of a relatively simple design for Snake, but I don't really know if, let's see. Mm, whoa. Because I'm trying to think, like, because I want there to be, I don't know what would a knowledge symbol be. I want there to be like kind of a like symbol design on the skin, but I don't really know how. Hmm. That's not bad. We'll go from there. I don't think that's quite it, but mm, yeah. See, I just don't know. I'm trying to think because and then obviously like no, that's not how that would work. This is going to be an interesting challenge too. Is trying to figure out how the fuck Snake work in terms of and then Snake holds stuff with tail, obviously, because why wouldn't Snake hold stuff with tail? Like a big old goddamn knife. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Let's see. For reals though. But yeah, I mean there's gonna be I'm thinking episode 3, probably. Let's see. Where's the will be like we're definitely gonna introduce Snake. God, I gotta think of a name for that's not just Snake. Um Not bad, not bad, not bad for first design. But I need something more. Let me Google what snakes look like. I don't even have my music on. Shit. Google what do snakes look like? Oh my god, I almost accidentally did. Snakes. There we go. Now that's a snake. Here's the thing. So, okay, so if we're looking at the layout, yeah, we'll go a little thicker on that. Just ignore the wonky ass eyes. Don't worry about the wonky. Maybe I'll take those away so you don't have to worry about the wonky ass eyes. Okay, that's still actually that's even more terrifying. Okay. Because I want to think. I need something. It's not a bad idea. How would that work? So, eyeball design, I guess. That's not bad at all, actually. Kind of eerie as well. I like that. I think I might go with that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, I guess. It's not bad. Obviously, it'll look a little cleaner than that, but I kind of like that. How would that look kind of on a sideways view? Ooh, I like that a lot, actually. Alrighty. I think I kind of like that. I think we need to do a little more work on like the head because like I don't think that's quite what I'm wanting, but I do really like that. Let me. Oop, oop, oop. Not the one I wanted. There we go. Okay. Oh. Alrighty, there we go. So I'm not really sure. All right, one second. Rafael, do you want to smoke this joint? All right. I'm thinking with the snake. I don't know what to name her, but I'm thinking with the snake to have like an eyeball pattern on the going around on the back because like Snake. We could rip off Pokemon and just do snake backwards, Ekans.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rip off Pokemon.
Fine. Eve.
Eve.
She basically took the apple from the snake.
I was thinking more so. If her goal is to kill God, then maybe something like Satan related or devil related, or maybe from even like a different religion.
Well, what's the name of the snake in Eden?
I don't know. Let me look. I think it was just a serpent. But I didn't even think about it. The fact that the snake is the character that's gonna try to kill God. I didn't even think about that.
And the snake was the one that convinced Eve to eat the apple of knowledge.
Yeah, Christianity still fucking has its influential claws in me.
This paper tastes really good. What kind is it?
Is root beer.
That's why you have
No, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Nahas?
So there was a snake's name? Let me see.
In the Torah, it's what was used to refer to the snake that.
See, I knew he had a name, but is it Neha?
I don't know how that's pronounced. It's also referred to as seraph.
Seraph?
That's actually not bad.
Not
Seraph.
bad. Call it Seraph. Can't get more biblical than that. Do it. Seraph.
How do you pronounce that?
Nas.
I don't give a fuck that bad.
Nas. Or Navos?
It is not Navos.
Navas.
I think Seraph works.
I like Seraph. I don't know what the other one is. It's too hard.
How do you spell it? Is it with an A? Yeah. I was like, because it's kind of like Sarah, but not.
Right.
Sarah. I don't know how I'm gonna do.
Here, the Sahavi Desert. Sarah of the Savazi Desert. I crossed oceans of time to be with you.
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know how I'm gonna make the snake's head look. Like, I don't think I did too bad down here, but
I don't know. I think it looks okay. Oh, it's the ashtrays. I already made it. Okay, pass me that where you make syrup. Her name is Syrup.
Oh, I don't know what happened to the H.
Syrup. Scrap. You have a lighter? This one out. Was. Lighter went out. You set too low. Seraph.
Or Seraph. Or Seraph.
Seraph. Seraph. Yeah, Seraph.
No. Yeah, I guess that works.
You're... Put that right there. Is that a picture of Hondo? Oh, it's a Hondo lighter. Is it Hondo and hot dogs?
Oh, it's a beagle, or it's a basset hound, and
It's a basset hound.
mhm.
His face is kind of fucked up.
Here, I need that.
Okay. That's because you keep putting it out.
Well, I mean, if it keeps going out, it would, logic would dictate that I don't suck, actually.
I hate my selfie.
Oh my god, don't call out your fucking daughter like that.
What is that?
It's a book that nobody should own.
Why does she?
Because I don't fucking know. It's the Shane Dawson book.
What does that even mean?
He's a shitty human being.
Is he?
Yeah.
Who is he?
I'm not gonna go into him. He's a YouTuber. He did a lot of fucked up things.
Why does she have that?
Cause he wasn't.
You liked him?
Well, he didn't always. It wasn't always as obvious that he was this fucked up. I mean, it was, but when you're a kid, it's harder to tell that people are fucked up.
Have you ever read Death as a Noun?
I don't know.
Undaunted.
Why are you just naming books that are on the show?
I'm trying to figure out something to read. You're always on the internet.
Sorry, we have shitty internet.
Well, that is true. So I'm looking at our books, which would make sense, right? That's the end.
That's not bad. All right, let's do a little erasing.
It won't stay with it. It's here.
All right. I'll see you. Did you find a book to read?
No, not yet.
All right. So I think we got a pretty good kind of idea, I guess, of how I'm gonna dress Seraph. I don't know. It's very. Yeah, it's fucking blizzarding out here. Alrighty. This eyeball too far in. Just looking at us for no reason. Although that is even better, honestly, if the eyeballs move around. Alrighty. not bad. Okay, I think I got a general idea, I guess. Oh. I think I might need to turn down my mic a little bit. I listened to one of my streams and I'm a little loud. Like not crazy loud, but I had to turn it, like not like breaking eardrums loud or like, you know, like fucking up speakers loud, but it's just like I need to turn it down a couple volumes when I listened, so you know what? I think this playlist might have the same 10 songs or so on loop. I'm starting to wonder. Maybe we should find a different playlist for. What should we listen to? Lo-fi Undertale beats to study to was one of the suggestions under this playlist. Chill radio 24/7. Should we look up like? Oh god, my dogs are. Jesus, what is going on over there? 1 second, I'm gonna be back. My dogs are being absurd. I love my new "Be Back Soon" sign. I might add some more to it, but I like it. It's very chill. It's also a pretty decent, like, little quick drawing I did not too long of a time. Okay. I don't know. Seraph is just like the name ain't hitting right. Maybe. That is the worst. That is the single worst. I don't know if you guys can see that because my screen might be in the way, but that was the worst looking maybe I've ever calligraphied in my life. Okay. I think I like that. I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Okay, and then I also kind of wanted to draw out some concept art for episode 2 real quick. So, in episode 2, I know we haven't even finished storyboarding episode 1, but episode 2 is going to be like where the shit drops. Like, I mean, episode 1 will be good, and I'm really excited to like finish it up and get it done, and it's going to look really nice. But like episode 2 is going to like go hard compared to episode 1, and then episode 3 is going to go hard compared to episode 2. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. Okay, but like any tips for good character design? That's a weird. I guess. I don't know. I guess one thing, like, because a lot of my character. So I'm trying to think of how, like, I kind of go through like character design and how I guess that would best relate. Because I guess at least with this show, I kind of just start with an animal, and then I kind of will go from there in terms of like what I think the characters. I don't know. So okay, let's see. I guess I think the main thing is like it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for more complex stuff, I think like a really good color coordination for outfits or for looks is really important. But you always want some like weird uniquenesses, I guess. You want something that like didn't need to be added but could be added, right? Like for a while when I was drawing Teacup, I didn't really like add these little dash hearts, and I always felt like something was just a little off. And like ever since I added it, it feels like a lot more of a complete character. I think it really depends if you're trying to do. I guess. What are you asking for? More human characters or more like abstract? Is kind of like because sometimes what I'll do is like, for example, for Eric here, which Eric looks really cursed, and is gonna be kind of like a, I guess, just like a lurking demon. Okay, so one thing I like to do is I kind of like to just kind of draw and see what ends up happening, right? Like this was a design that I took from a, like I literally was drawing on the bath with bath crayons. And I was like, and I at first it was just the tired eyes that I kind of like started. I wish I had a picture because it looks so much better on the bath. And I kind of went from there, and I kind of just like slowly, I don't know. It just, I guess it's just like start with a weird concept and kind of just add to it. You kind of want to start with like what the character's main like drawing features are going to be, I guess. So, for example, for Teacup, like the face is important and everything, and the little freckles definitely add for like the standout, because like the little dots that are everywhere, the little tiny warts on the frogs, instead for her are kind of in a freckle shape, as well as the fact that she doesn't have any like pupils in her eyes kind of adds to it. But the main part of Teacup's design was the lengthy kind of like weird fingers and the teacup itself. And so I kind of just worked from there to see what would be best. I mean, if you're thinking of like, if you mean more in the terms of how do you come up with like interesting or different weird characters, it kind of depends, I guess, on the setting. You kind of want to think, okay, what works for the setting I'm in? For example, here, let me go to my character design screen. So the show that I'm doing is all taking place inside a like big yard, which is kind of like a town, which like so essentially like all these little random animals that would be in a yard that's kind of like big and maybe overgrown that could, you know, be in this town. And so a lot of times when I'm thinking of a character to drop, I'm like, okay, what would make sense to be in a yard, right? And what do I need them for? So that's where I got Geese Police, which is like one of my favorite concepts that I have for the show. Like, I don't know, Geese Police is so weirdly fun to say. And I also like, because I wanted a mob, I thought, okay, what kind of makes sense to be like in a yard that is geese adjacent? And I was like, oh, well, of course, like geese and mob, the opposite of the police is the mob, or opposite. And so the opposite of a goose is a duck, which I know doesn't really make sense, but in my head, like geese and ducks have always been like two sides of the same coin almost. So I felt like that kind of worked perfectly. And I needed kind of a goon to go with the duck, so I kind of created this little almost penguin looking duck that's kind of like one part King Dedede, one part Psyduck, one part yeah, mostly that. It's mostly like kind of like a mixture between Psyduck and King Dedede, to be kind of like the goons. Now, because there's like star pieces in this universe that do different things, the Duck Mob actually has a duplication star piece, and that's why they have so many different goons. But some of my designs, like for example, like these little Sun and Moon Rat guys, are kind of like based off of tattoos that I got a while back, right? And that's kind of how I thought of those guys, and kind of came up with a story to kind of go around them. So it wasn't really quite my idea, but I'm super close with like my tattoo artist, and I'm gonna put their stuff in the credits and stuff. Oh, my battery's low. Oh shit, that was dumb. Whew, that was close. Okay. And then for example, the little lazy fish and bird. Basically, I don't think I have it pulled up. But essentially, in the yard, there's kind of like an abandoned mini fridge, which is where Teacup and Blueberry live, is in the mini fridge, and across the patio is a little bird bath. I didn't. Well, my apologies. But I figured what would make sense to be a bird bath, that little two roommates, a bird and a fish. And when I drew them, they kind of just felt like they were lacking something, that like, because even though art style, and that's another thing, that like the art style I'm going with is very simplistic compared to like what most stuff would be, so it's not quite like one for one. But even that being said, when I looked at them, I was like, something just doesn't feel like quite up with the design, so I gave them the little like omega and gamma symbols. I know I don't have the best. If my audio keeps cutting out, it's very likely due to my poor internet, and I do apologize. Sometimes it cuts out a little bit, so hopefully it kind of fixes itself. Is it doing it pretty often, or? Oh, okay. No, you're good. You're good. I do know that. Oh, pardon me. I do know that like my Wi-Fi does cut out sometimes. So if there's an issue, you know, I definitely appreciate you kind of give me a heads up. So don't worry about it at all. I got a question. Let's see, microputer. Have you ever watched Red versus Blue by chance? Because I've been rewatching it because the final season got announced. Well, it got announced, and then the company got dissolved, and then it got re-announced that yes, we are indeed doing it. And I mean, first off, some of the language and the like jokes in the early seasons are kind of a yikes. But if you can get past like that, the story is super good. And like, I don't know, it's just like every time I watch it, like especially the freelancer arc, I feel like I like catch something new, you know. If I would recommend it. I don't know if you can watch it anywhere. They took a bunch of it down. But like I said, some of the jokes in the early seasons that they stepped away from are a little rough. But the jokes that aren't like that are actually really, really on point. And once it actually gets into a more bigger story, I don't know. It's really impressive. I don't know. I always grew up watching Halo or playing Halo, playing Halo. Mostly, I guess, yeah, mostly watching Halo because my brother would play more than let me play. But then he showed me it when it was only the first 5 volumes. And then when I was like 13, 12, somewhere in there. Oh man, that soda not sitting with me. They had like the first 13 on Netflix or something, and it was so good. Like oh my gosh. Like I don't mind everything after 13, but the first 13 volumes they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Oh. Like the ending is just, I don't know, everything wraps up so perfectly. Like I guess everything wraps up really well in 10, but everything wraps up even more perfectly, I feel like, in 13. But I don't know, I would recommend it. I appreciate it, man. Well, especially because the final volume, basically it's how the company Rooster Teeth was created, and now they're being disbanded by their parent company Warner Brothers. And like they actually, like, everyone was kind of curious if they were going to do the final seasons because it got announced and the original writer was coming back and the original director. And there was silence on it for a bit, but it just got announced that yes, indeed, the final volume's coming out. So, and it's super, like, I don't know, it's so weird because, like, without spoiling it, the story that they're going with, at least from what we can tell from the trailer, was even kind of set up back in like 12 and 13, you know, and it's on like volume, like, I think this one will be 18, I think. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty wild. Let's see, what was I doing? I was going to, oh yeah. Oh, appreciate it. There's just a few character designs. I got, let's see what, oh, I only have a few tabs open. I got quite a few more of like the actual storyboarding of the show. Right now, I'm just trying to do a little bit of a concept drawing because basically, so the way the show will work, right, is most of it's going to be in black and white. So here, actually, let me see if I can. How did I get into drawing? Well, I don't know. I've always kind of been into drawing. Here, let me stop quick. Whoa. I've always kind of been into drawing, like ever since I was little. Like I took, art every year that I could. Where is? I want to pull up the good ones because let's see. I think 4, 5, and 8. Okay. Okay, here's some of the storyboards. Okay, so, but yeah, I don't know. I've always kind of been into drawing, and mostly I've always been into cartoons. Like, no, like, all growing up, like I always watched the kind of more battle-y story cartoons, like your Bakugans, your Yu-Gi-Ohs, your Pokemon, that kind of shows. Digimon, not Digimon as much actually. I got into Digimon a little later. And then like shows like Avatar, Steven Universe, Red versus Blue, like I was talking about earlier. A movie called Redline, which, oh my god, if you've never seen the animated movie Redline, which is like a racing movie, but like racing movie is like doing it in injustice to call. But I don't know, and I've always really been like super interested in not only animation but like fight choreograph animation. Um, and I've always wanted to kind of like do my own show stuff. And like at first, I kind of thought maybe live action, but it just never felt right. Especially because I've always just kind of, I don't know, I've always been more into like animated stuff than live action stuff. And so, I got a drawing pad, and it came with an animation software, and I started kind of coming up with the idea for a show, and then the idea kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and I thought, well, shit, why not actually, put in the effort to make it? And I figured, if I'm going to be drawing up the stuff, if I'm going to be like working on it, why not just live stream it? So I figured I'd just like, I don't know, work on the show, talk about it, and just kind of draw. Let's see. But anyways, like I was saying, is like, so most of the show is going to be like, it's going to be in black and white, right? Like the normal stuff. But when the actual like magic elements and that kind of stuff comes into play, it's actually going to be like, it's color changing. Ooh, pardon me. And then later on in the show, there's going to be kind of a dimension hopping kind of aspect, and each different dimension is going to have a different art style. So it's going to be super interesting. Like, and the reason I kind of did it, I thought it would be a really like interesting way to show, like, have a show to do like the color and all that kind of stuff. But also, I felt like it was the best way to work on my animation stuff and also grow my skills at the same time, right? Like, I'm not terrible at like, drawing. I mean, this stuff isn't like the greatest stuff by any means, because it's all like storyboard stuff. But like, I know where my abilities are, right? And I know that they need to grow a little bit. So if I work on something that will kind of have like a more simplistic but more and more grandiose and kind of like crazy stuff will go on, it'll kind of give me an ability to kind of naturally, like, not only make the show better and better, but make my skills better and better. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, and then the first star they come across is a fire piece. Okay, and where was I here? So, okay, so right here, so I mean, this is all mumbo jumbo. But in episode 2, the second star piece they come across is a roly poly. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Is a roly poly that basically got hit by an like an ice star piece, because all the star pieces kind of just fall to the ground, right? And just kind of wreak whatever fucking havoc they want to, because they're just indiscriminate star pieces. And this roly poly tiny little guy got hit by one and became I don't have it pulled up. It's not a great drawing actually on here. I will pull it up, but it's not the greatest drawing. This, okay, keep in mind, sorry, I gotta like stop sharing every time I open up stuff. Oh god, this drawing is so bad. Okay, fair warning. This is like the first day I used my drawing pad, and I was not doing good. I didn't. So okay, quick story. When I draw, I do a lot more of like a quick dash kind of pattern, so it helps me like make my lines a lot more like perfectly shaped of how I want them to be. For some reason, my brain didn't think of doing that when I was actually in like using a drawing pad. So this looks a little bad, because I was just trying to do straight lines, and also I was pretty high when I drew it, so don't at me. But this is Ice Spice. Definitely not the final design by far. But basically is going to be I appreciate that. I appreciate your enthusiasm on it. Ice Spice is a roly poly that got hit by an ice shard and basically doesn't know what it's doing and is just kind of wandering around freezing people. So if you can see, I know like I literally did nothing yet to kind of showcase that, but I kind of want to do a concept, like a proof of concept of basically there'll be like this ice layer where these little mounds. Jesus, why is my thing lagging? These little mounds will have like, man, it's really being bad. There we go. We'll have characters in it, and like Blueberry will shoot, kind of like a fire spread towards Ice Spice. By the end of it, the joke is that they call it Ice Spice because like it's an ice creature and it shrinks down to a regular roly poly and is like as big as a piece of spice. And Blueberry's like, we're not calling it Ice Spice, and Teacup's like, Blueberry's like, God damn it. And it basically, the way that Walter, which is like a little spider, is their dog, Ice Spice will be like their cat, because like Ice Spice didn't really mean to hurt anyone. It was just like, frozen brain. But what I want is like the whole scene will be mostly blue, and like really dark and blue and icy. And then when like the fire basically is shot, it's going to kind of like melt the ice and steam will come up and it'll be purple steam. And I want to draw that to kind of get an idea of how that's going to actually work, if it's actually going to work, kind of how I'm thinking. Um, I don't know if I'm going to turn the music up a little bit. Tell me if it's too loud. It was cool to learn about your show, watching your show. I gotta go now, though. Good night. Hope to catch you up on more of it. Yeah, for sure, man. I really appreciate you stopping by. I usually stream. Uh, it really depends. I try to stream at least one or two of the days when it comes to Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday night, and then I for sure always stream Saturday. So I'll always be on Saturday, and then like sometimes if I can make it, I'll be on. Like Monday or Tuesdays. Or Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, I'm out of it today. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I will be streaming sometimes, and Saturdays all the time. You have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by. Not at all how hands work. Now this is starting to look like a jumbled ass mess. Okay. Well, that's why. It's because I got the fucking angle all off. Let's see. Let's do a little. There we go. Oh. Well, okay, so it's a little hard to explain. So essentially, I'm trying to draw a little bit of a proof of concept right now, where, so let me see. Okay, so in the show, basically there's these little star pieces, and each star piece has like a different power, and also, here, let me turn the music down a little bit, and a different kind of like way it affects the world in terms of like color that it emits, or maybe even like I don't know, like just kind of art style changes, I guess. So, for example, the first one they come across is like a fire star that kind of, as it goes off, illuminates red because, like, without the magic system, it's kind of just black and white drawings. So I'm trying to draw up a, where am I at? Basically, there's like this big ice roly poly in the second episode where like that kind of just doesn't really know what it's doing and is going around freezing people to death. And I kind of want to have, basically in my head is a shot where like the entirety of like this little nest that it's made is like very, like deep icy blue. And when like the red fireball comes, it kind of causes like a mixture and a purple steam to kind of emit up. So I'm kind of doing that right now, I guess. Eric. Yeah. Like earlier we were trying to figure out, where is it? We were trying to figure out a snake design. It wasn't going very well. But we decided to end up moving on to this, and then I kind of got these out because someone else was kind of wondering about the same thing. And this is Ice Spice. Ignore the very, very poor drawing. This was like day one of my drawing pad. I drew this. This is definitely going to be going through a redesign in terms of what it's going to be looking like, but just imagine this but scarier. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you like this, let me pull up another day one drawing. Hold up. I got a few more. Oh man, I was like, I don't know what it is. Like, I got a little more of the hang of it now, but pencil and paper versus drawing pad and pen just don't feel right at all. Let's see what else. There's probably another one we could do. No, that's okay. Alrighty. Alrighty, so this is Baby Cow. Another beautiful day one drawing. Didn't come out terrible though. Definitely didn't come out how I was imagining, but definitely didn't come out terrible. We got a little more, let's see. We got a little better, like, nope, not that. How do I scroll? See, I don't even, look at this. I don't even know how to, is it the, wow. Here we go. Nope, still not what I wanted. Really? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get over to, I had some more character designs, but for some reason I cannot figure out for the fucking life of me. There we go. I guess I have too many open tabs. Geese Police. Basically, so essentially, like, all of this takes place in, like, a yard, which is, like, a town. And so, like, the main characters, Blueberry and Teacup, which, oh god, where are they at? Let me exit out a few of these so I can have a little more. There we go. This is Blueberry and Teacup. So they all live in like a yard, which is kind of like a town, and so like that's why like the Baby Cow, which is like actually a dog, he lives in like, you know, his spot. The main characters, obviously you can tell this one's Teacup. Blueberry and Teacup live in a mini fridge, and then across the way is these two, Bird and Fish. They're a dick. And then like Geese Police, Duck Mob, Sun and Moon Rats. The usual. The All right, back to what I was. Where was I at? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that kind of brings me to the redesign, because I do need to figure out. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah. No, yeah. So basically the main story is that like the like Blueberry and Teacup are just kind of live in this town, and one day like the Firestar piece falls upon them, and they kind of take it upon themselves to make sure that no other star pieces fall into bad hands, aka the Geese Police or the Duck Mob. And they bum around, and this is where I was kind of trying to, but not very well, completing a snake design. They bum around with Seraph, maybe. Not 100% on that name yet. But Seraph's story is when Seraph was like younger, she basically like when her and her twin brother hatched out, it was just them. Like all the other eggs were like fucked up, and there were no parents, so it was just kind of them for the longest time. And Seraph was always like kind of like an academic, and her brother was always just kind of like a go with the flow kind of snake, which is why like Seraph sees a lot of her brother in Blueberry. But one day they basically one of the star pieces that fell down was a star piece of knowledge, which is kind of why I kind of was thinking of going with the eye design for the back piece. And what happened with the star piece of knowledge is it gave both her and her brother like essentially all known knowledge of the universe. Like not all knowledge of the universe, but any knowledge that was already known by any other just person or thing, they knew as well. And Seraph, this didn't quite affect too much, you know, at first, but her brother couldn't quite handle it and unfortunately killed himself. And in the present day, where Seraph is just kind of existing and doesn't really do too much, kind of just bums around with Teacup and Blueberry, finally decides, well, I have all this knowledge and nothing to do, and I'm fucking bored, and I got no reason to live. I'm gonna prove the existence of and kill God. And so that's Seraph's kind of arc throughout the show, is trying to prove the existence of and kill God, which ends up coming into yeah, and like I appreciate your what in all caps. I do, I really do. And eventually, I don't know if I want to spoil this much, but does Brody? She does. She's not doing too well. She's very well. Her like she literally is so done with life because like she knows everything. Like she can predict anything because she already has all known knowledge. So if you know everything, you kind of it's pretty easy to predict what's gonna happen, you know? And she's just bored, and all she does all day is like hang out with, Blueberry and Teacup, and she's friends with Blueberry and Teacup, and she really enjoys hanging out with, like Blueberry reminds her of her brother that passed, and Teacup is very like likes to like, make machines and is very sciencey. So like they kind of fool around and do that. Um but she kind of is just bored, and she's like, fuck it, I got nothing else to do. I know everything, that's at least can be known. Like, why not, give myself a challenge? Like so throughout the story here and there, basically Seraph will be just kind of hanging out there and here and there, and there'll be kind of like jokes about like, how's your how's your goal going, and just trying to like figure out like what the likelihood of each god being the real god and how to take them out. And she's like, okay, cool. But I don't know. I don't want to spoil the like how it ends, but it's definitely like, let's just say that Seraph's quest to prove the existence of and kill God is what ends up creating the existence of God itself. Like, so I don't know if that makes sense without like spoiling it too much, hopefully, but I'm pretty excited about that. I'm thinking, I don't know how many. I'm thinking 3 seasons with a long third season, because I was like, as I started thinking more and more, like the third season kind of grew, but I think I can still condense it enough, because I feel like 3 is such a good number. What's up, Jinguine? Looks like my cat. I was gonna smoke a bowl, but my cat wants up. Come on. Ooh, hi, Bubs. Hi, Bubs. Mm. I think I'm gonna add more characters to the Be Back Soon sign after, like, eventually. But I really like the simplicity of it for now. Fat cat. Oh, he's laying down. You can't see him now. What's up? Yeah, I know I've heard this song before. This playlist repeats. I need to find a better playlist for next time. I like the chill vibes though. It's good. Can't. You can't go up there. He always tries to, like, the first few streams I did, he did it twice in a row. He jumped up on like the computer and fucked up the entire stream. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. What's up, dude? He always like, at least like, I feel like on every Saturday. I feel like if I look back on all my streams, every Saturday he comes and hangs out at least once. Yeah, he's a good cat. Yes, he is. Oh, I don't know where the dogs are. They're somewhere. He is cute. His name is Django, but we call him Janguine, mostly colloquially. But his official name is Django. Actually, his official name is Django parentheses Janguine Jeffrey Donner Nelson. Right? The Jeffrey Donner part. So we always give our pets the nickname of whatever name they like, because in the shelter. Thank you. In the shelter, they kind of give like random names to them. right? So it was during Christmas, so they all had Christmas names. So his was Donner, and we thought like Jeffrey Dahmer, Jeffrey Donner. That'd be funny. So Django parentheses Jinguine, Jeffrey Donner Nelson, and they all have the last name Nelson because that's our big dog's middle name, and we felt like they all should follow in his path. There'll always be a Nelson in all of them. The reason he was Nelson was because they were all Simpsons characters. I don't think the lady didn't even bother to give our dog a name. Like, so we just gave him the nickname Brian because he's a beagle, like from Family Guy. Because we have technically both versions that Brian has been shown as, because he's been shown as a beagle and as a yellow lab in the multiverse episode, and we have both. So he's Hondo Brian. But yeah, she didn't even give him a name, so we're like, okay, well, we're gonna name him this. So she just called him that. So he already knew his name, like day one. Oh, Jim Green. Oh, speaking of Brian, and a Brian pipe. So stupid. I guess I should get back to drawing, but I got a cat in my lap. I got a Gween. Yes, I got a Gween, a Jinguine. She said, yeah. Fuck. Okay. Alrighty. So, how am I going to... Oh, how do I pop this? There we go. So... Oh, bye, Queen. Okay, thank you. Little two chunks. There we go. All right, have a good dinner. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, for sure, man. trying to think of how to do the eyes that would make it like. No, that just looks like it has little blush marks. How to do scary eyes 101. Oh wait, there we go. Actually, that might be the ticket. How? Yeah, I just don't know how. You know what? Actually, what about? Hold up. I think I might have an idea. What about? I think I know a better way to go about this. Okay, let me get the capacity. Okay, and now what if instead we do something like. All right, I think that actually works. Actually. Even Teacup Frozen. Okay, all right, that's enough. I meant more so like. Nope. Let's see. Oh. I think that looks actually pretty good. I might go a little darker on the, although I don't know, I kind of like that. That's not bad. Oh, I do think I'm gonna probably call it here soon. Oh man. Oh. Got some fun drawing done, got some character design done, got to talk to some fun peeps, broke my chair. Pretty eventful stream, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. Oh man. Real quick. I wanted to get my thoughts out. Pardon me. Regarding Red versus Blue, right? Because I've been rewatching it, and I noticed something really interesting that I never really noticed before. Is that all the freelancer agents, in a weird way, died for reasons kind of associated with the AI personalities that they were matched with, or at least were like fucked over by, I guess. So like, oh god, my neck. So think about like this, right? I guess who do I start with? Okay, North, right? North had Theta. Theta was the trust. North died because he trusted his sister, and that ended up getting him killed. Right? Washington had the memory, right? Epsilon. And as we know later on, I guess, okay, now because technically like it was like a simulation, possibly with the new season, technically it didn't happen. But as of like the current canon, before the newest volume comes out, Wash had, the loss of oxygen in his brain messing up his memory. Right? Obviously, the ambition, right? Whatchamacallit, the meta, Maine. Maine was kind of like forced to have the ambition. He never really had that kind of ambition before, but the ambition that he ended up having because of the manipulation of Sigma ended up getting him killed, as well as Sigma was originally made for Carolina, and Carolina's ambition is what kept constantly fucking her over, right? As well as that, Wyoming, he had Gamma, the deceit. His death was because he was trying to deceive the aliens, right? I know this sounds like kind of like crackpot, but I feel like it all fits like kind of way too well. The only one that doesn't fit quite as well is York, because York had the logic. However, that being said, throughout all of his final days, he kept trying to like basically track down or try to figure out if Carolina was still out there, even though logically, yes, she was still out there, but logically she was dead, right? And in the end, the thing he ended up doing was specifically pointed out by Delta that it was illogical to do, which was go and get revenge on Wyoming for his eye. And even though he said that he didn't listen to him, and his illogicalness ended up as like getting him killed. That one's a little bit of a stretch compared to the rest, but all the other like fit way too well. It's I don't know, it's weird. It's definitely, I don't know. I was thinking about that, and I was just like, huh. Thinking in my chair. I think this came out relatively okay. I mean, like the little like doodles aren't really like top notch, but it was more so the color that I was trying to kind of like figure out what I wanted to do. And it's going to be kind of similar to that, I think, but it's definitely going to be a little different. I do think it's definitely interesting though that like that. Yeah, no, I definitely like how it. I definitely think that's kind of what I'm going to go with in terms of like how it's going to look like. A kind of shade from blue to red. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm super excited for. I don't know. I need to finish up episode 1 before I do episode 2, obviously. But like, I'm so excited for everything with this series. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun ride. I think I might wrap it up here. Oh, yeah. It's been an hour 45. I always do an hour 40 almost exactly. Like it's always like hour 40 something, which is weird. So I guess I'll keep that. Oh shit! Almost knocked over my fucking soda for the second stream in a row. Oh. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Oh man. Oh, I'm tired. And it's only 3 o'clock where I'm at. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna end it up here though. It was nice hanging with you guys. It was nice just kind of chilling, listening to music. Just getting a few drawings done. Some worked out, some designs didn't. But I think we got a pretty good idea of quite a few characters moving forward. Ooh, pardon me. Quite a few characters moving forward. So I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, awesome people.